slowing down is not a waste of time. Slowing down can be one of the most important things that you allow yourself to do. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. You already know that I am a trained epidemiologist and a certified plant-based nutrition specialist, but you may not know that I am also a certified yoga teacher. Up until early last year, I was a super consistent runner. I loved that I had this time just to myself to spend outside. For years, my running, it wasn't just about having an opportunity to be active or to clear my mind. I ran in part because I wanted to keep my body in a certain shape. I wanted to feel healthy and to be active. I probably was pretty disconnected between what I was eating and the activity that I was doing with my body, my running. I thought that if I ran all the time, I ran every day, several miles, that it didn't really matter what I was eating. Maybe you're someone like me who has had that same struggle of being active, of exercising, but still struggling to see the kinds of results that you're hoping to see. Or maybe you feel like if you add even just one more thing to your day and your routine and all the things that you need to do and you're supposed to do to feel healthy, that you're going to go crazy. Sometimes I feel that way. Sometimes I feel like I'm doing so many things right, so many of the things that I'm supposed to do, and the changes that I want to see are still miles away. There's a reason for that. And I think that I began to learn that and to be more intimately acquainted with that when I had to stop running for a while. I was actually training for a marathon and I had pain in my knee and it just wouldn't go away. And I ignored it for months and months. And finally I thought I should maybe see a doctor. And I did. And my doctor said, "You're not running a marathon anytime soon." I was devastated because it had been my goal for months and really years, to run this marathon. And I had to put up my shoes. And in that time, I started paying closer attention to my nutrition. I started doing yoga in place of running. And it really connected me back to my body. And it was the combination of my nutrition and of learning to be active in a gentler way that I learned to take better care of my body. And it was in that time that I started to see changes in my body that I had failed to see in the time that I was running. I was gaining muscle and losing weight and still not being quite as active, not spending nearly as many hours as I did on a weekly or daily basis running, simply because I was paying closer attention to what I was eating and how I was moving in a more gentler and supportive way to my body. That was when I began to see more of an impact and more changes in my body. I want to talk about why that is. Why did I struggle to see those improvements? And really, they only started to come about when I slowed down and when I listened to my body. A big part of that comes down to stress. When I had that injury, it was basically the accumulation of stress in my knee. My knee was injured and I ignored the pain. I kept running. I almost definitely made the problem much worse than it needed to be. I never gave myself enough of a break to actually allow my muscles and my body to repair and to recover. I had to learn to slow down and to allow my body the time to rest, to recover, and to heal. That's where the yoga comes in for me. While I was in that recovery mode, I was doing yoga pretty often. Research shows that yoga can help to reduce stress, it can reduce inflammation in the body, it helps you to build strength and flexibility while calming your stress. When you are attentive to your diet, you can also find ways to reduce inflammation in your body through the way that you eat. Together, these practices support a more balanced environment within your body. The main thing that I take away from my own story is that when I was forced to slow down, It was in that moment that I really learned the importance of paying attention to my diet and how I could support my body through my diet. And I also learned how I could support my overall well-being through the way that I moved. Being forced to slow down and to find new ways, more restorative ways to be active, I learned the benefit in those practices. I learned the benefit in giving myself time to rest and to recover and to heal. There is immense value and a really large lesson in learning to slow down just enough to give yourself time to heal, to recover, and for your body to actually absorb the nutrients that you are giving it. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to plant your presence with me here today. Bye, guys.